Beer here back in the fantasy bar talking some baseball on this Wednesday. 6 of my favorite plays for you, and we are going happy hour every single bat under 5,000 on DraftKings, under 3,500 on FanDuel. Some of my favorite power spots, some stacks and games I am looking to target a starting pitcher in an amazing matchup, and of course, my favorite play on the entire slate. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the fantasy bar. Welcome in, guys. Wednesday edition, a little back-to-back for us here. Another video with 6 of my favorite plays for you for this Wednesday night slate. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays for Wednesday night, do me a favor and hit that tip jar. That is the thumbs up button here on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you have not already. All right, let's get into it. A couple weather spots we'll keep an eye on. If we have to make any adjustments, as always, we will do so both on YouTube and over on Twitter. All right, our first hitter of the day will start in the outfield with Wilyer Abreu of Boston. Now, Abreu swinging a red-hot bat right now over his last 8 games, 4 multi-hit games, 4 home runs, and look at the run production, 14 RBI for him over those 8 games. Been really good against righties this season, 363 WOBA, leading the Red Sox with a 257 ISO this year against right-handed pitching. And Senzatella, just been one of the worst pitchers in all of baseball. ERA over 6.5 this season, 407 WOBA allowed to lefties, along with a 48% hard contact rate. Great spot here for the Red Sox, and Abreu just simply too cheap and swinging one of the hottest bats in all of baseball. All right, let's stay right there with Boston, but add the starting pitcher in Lucas Giolito. So Bello, very good to us last night. I put sneaky, had some ownership, but probably not as highly owned as he should have been. That is not going to be the case here with Lucas Giolito. I think he's a cash game lock tonight, and even in tournaments, we can find some ways to get different where I'm not too worried about that ownership right now, and he is pitching at an extremely high level. Look at the numbers over his last 5 starts, only 3 earned runs combined over that span, 31 strikeouts in those 5 starts as well. So been very productive, and this continues to be an amazing strikeout matchup. Colorado leading the league at 26.5% strikeout rate against right-handed pitching. We've seen some ceiling games out of Giolito in the strikeout department, has gotten to 10 strikeouts. I think he could threaten that here once again tonight. Lucas Giolito, my favorite starting pitcher here for Wednesday night. All right, back to the bats in the outfield with Michael Harris II of Atlanta. Now, this one more of a gut call. Not going to lie, the numbers certainly don't support this, but let's look at some of the positives here. Cheap access to this Braves team in a great spot here in Sacramento in a very good matchup against Mitch Spence. The numbers on the surface, again, look rough for Michael Harris, but BABIP just 269, and that's going all the way back to the start of last season. So he's been a little bit unlucky. That hard contact rate certainly encouraging, though, at over 54%, so putting some balls in play. Just been a little bit unlucky. Now, Spence has given up some numbers to lefties, hitting .310 this season and 7 home runs. I think it's a good wake-up spot for Michael Harris. Shouldn't draw much attention at all with the struggles and hitting down in that lineup. Sneaky value play for you here in this great hitting environment in Sacramento. All right, let's add another piece from Atlanta at catcher with Drake Baldwin. So the Braves, certainly one of my favorite, if not my favorite stack of the night, and I love attaching the catcher to that stack. And even if you're not stacking them up, I still like this as a one-off spot for Drake Baldwin if you don't go the stacking route. He's been solid against righties this season, 346 the WOBA, 186 ISO, so does have some power in this bat. Now, Spence, we mentioned, not a great pitcher, especially against left-handed bats. 389 WOBA allowed, ISO at 238. Look at the hard contact at nearly 64% to left-handed hitters, along with a barrel rate north of 15%. So a lot of positive signs here for left-handed bats. Drake Baldwin, great way to knock out your catcher spot if you're stacking Atlanta, or even if you just want that one-off play with some power upside. All right, let's go to the other side of that game in the outfield with Lawrence Butler. The huge game last night. Unfortunately, it's going to draw more ownership, but I love the pitching matchup here for Lawrence Butler against Bryce Elder. Elder leans on mainly 2 pitches here, 2 left-handed hitters, sinker and slider. And look at the numbers for Butler against both of those pitches. We're talking WOBAs at 492 and 393, and ISOs of 270 and 333. And that is going all the way back to the start of last season. So very big sample size and a long track record of success against both of these pitches that Elder leans on. Overall, he's been solid against righties as well. 343 WOBA and an ISO north of 200 Lawrence Butler finds himself in another good spot here tonight against Bryce Elder. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Wednesday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. All you got to do, hit that comment section, guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter. If your guess is the closest, you're going to walk away with a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for Wednesday night. You know, man, it's the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. I think you know where we're going here. If you've been watching the videos all season long, probably our most used player this season has been first baseman Nick Kurtz, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, Kurtz was certainly a beast for us last night, and somehow, I don't know why DraftKings hates Nick Kurtz, the price went down $100 on DraftKings. So let's continue to buy low. Been hammering this for months now. Still too cheap on Nick Kurtz. Look at the numbers against righties. ISO way up at 314. Barrel rate pushing 20%, and hard contact rate at over 69% against right-handed pitching. And Elder has had some struggles with left-handed bats. 363 WOBA, big 221 ISO, and a hard contact rate at almost 47%. Nick Kurtz continues to blossom here and continues to be too cheap. Take advantage. Nick Kurtz, easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Wednesday six-pack. As always, any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, get your guess in. Highest scoring hitters, DraftKings points for a shot to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Bear saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck tonight, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.